Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for an international break Chelsea news video. It is always silly season about halfway through the international break. We're not quite halfway through the international break yet, but it's kind of at Thursday, which is where we are right now, it's kind of driven me to the point where my mind starts exploring different things and we start to look at different scenarios. And as a hypothetical thinker, I always like to think about the what ifs surrounding certain situations. So today, in this Chelsea news video, we're going to be talking about Pogba as a free agent, and we're going to be comparing the Chelsea fan base, or at least the Chelsea fan base who follow me on social media. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Mr. George Benson, same as on Instagram as well. And I'm going to be making a free for everybody Discord server so that we can all join in, get involved, because at the moment, YouTube is in one of those little funks right now, for me in particular, and I'm sure a lot of other YouTubers too. And I'm like, where's everybody gone? So I want to bring everybody as close together as possible, whether that is as many numbers as we had last season. If we're just going to have to do with what we have now, I want us to remain as close as we can as a community. And speaking of community, the discussion regarding Kante and Paul Pogba today on Twitter, I've had the poll up for about 4.5-5 hours. There's been 7,000 votes, which I think is a relatively good case study. And I posed the question because, if you're unaware, Paul Pogba is a free agent as of next summer. So he's not signed a contract at Manchester United. At the moment, Manchester United are probably more concerned about actually getting results on the pitch. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thinks that Fred and Scott McTominay are the best central midfield duo at the club, which again, I just find it absolutely insane that he has got Jadon Sancho not playing, Donny van der Beek not playing, Paul Pogba not playing, all because Ronaldo needs to fit in, Ronaldo's saving them. But at the same time, if they had a decent tactical manager who could also manage individuals at the club, United would not be in the mess that they are in. I think I've just summarised the whole Man United situation in the shortest time humanly possible. So for that, hit the like button on today's video, subscribe if you are new, and going back to the poll, I'm going to stick it up on the screen for you guys now. I created the hypothetical scenario, lid goes back on the pen, where Chelsea are in a position next summer where we're looking at our midfield options. You've got right now Billy Gilmour on loan at Norwich City, not even playing. Norwich are in the relegation zone. It's not working out. 11 games into the season, 27 games to resurrect that. They've now got rid of that manager. Whoever goes there might end up giving Billy the chance. You've also got Conor Gallagher, who is absolutely killing it right now at Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, one of only 6 teams in English football to have an unbeaten home start to the season. I think Liverpool the other one, West Brom, Hartlepool, Plymouth, and one more that I cannot remember. Just some random footballing trivia for you during this international break. Conor Gallagher is killing it at Crystal Palace right now. Thomas Tuchel has praised the player. And when we look at Conor Gallagher's attributes, which we're going to go into Conor Gallagher a lot more in tomorrow's video, so I won't delve into it too much, but Conor Gallagher is a pretty exceptional footballer who can offer a lot of different things. And at the moment, I would say Chelsea are lacking a midfielder who can consistently arrive in the box at the right time, break up the play, distribute it, basically do the role of virtually all of the midfield roles in one go. Ruben Loftus-Cheek has that capability, so does Kovacic, but Conor Gallagher is currently the guy who's really doing that. However, if Chelsea are looking for a bit more nuance, if Chelsea are not willing, again, hypothetical, to actually give Conor Gallagher the backing to be like, listen, this guy has had a great season. I know it's only 11 games in, so he might taper off, but going with the idea that he doesn't taper off, will Chelsea still want to invest in a slightly more nuanced midfielder? And by that, I'm talking about a CDM, a Declan Rice, Jorginho 30, N'Golo Kante 30. That is the age that they're going to be. And Chelsea are looking to build a spine, to build a core side that isn't just going to dominate for 1 or 2 years. It's going to dominate for a very long time. So, Declan Rice, a player that we've spoken about many times, it is absolutely no secret that Chelsea are very interested in signing Declan Rice. He used to be a Chelsea Academy boy, and right now, there is, for me, no argument that he's probably been the best player, apart from Mo Salah's goals, I would say. He has been the best player in the Premier League so far this season, and I'm talking not just about the midfield, I'm talking about everybody in the whole league. I think Declan Rice has been the best player. So, whether people liked Declan Rice before and wanted Chelsea to go for him or not, now, because of this consistent build-up of quality And the fact he's showing it every single week in a team that are now, you could say, challenging for the Premier League title, West Ham. Can't believe I'm saying it. 100 million plus for Declan Rice is the minimum of what Chelsea are going to have to spend. I'm going to go onto Twitter and I'm going to take a look at these results. I know I've elongated this one for quite some time, but I'm trying to paint the picture for all of us here so that we can see. At the time of me recording right now, there's been 7,155 votes, and it is bang on 50-50 in a poll that says Paul Pogba as a free agent and Declan Rice for 120 million. Now, if I look back on my channel about 6 months ago when I was also pushing the Declan Rice agenda, I was saying I would love for Chelsea to go for him. There were people telling me he's not worth it. I think now, the people that think he's not worth 100 plus million pounds, and here I've put 120 million, I think a lot of people have changed their minds in that regard. I also think that Declan Rice, in terms of the way that Chelsea play, is the perfect player to be one of two in a Chelsea pivot. Now, whether or not we stick with the pivot or not is something we're going to have to see. It's 3-4-3 right now with two more central focus players that do progress forwards. Going with the pivot isn't necessarily something that we can see, but in order for Chelsea to have that variation and ability to change formation from the 3-4-3, because it's not always going to work for us, Declan Rice is the perfect utility player for that job. Now, 50-50, Paul Pogba as a free agent. For me, I've always thought that Pogba is a phenomenal player who's just playing in the wrong team. I think ever since he signed again for Manchester United from Juventus, there's always been that stark comparison between the Paul Pogba that plays for France and the Paul Pogba that we consistently see across the board at Manchester United. There are moments where Paul Pogba is virtually unplayable. When he's on his game, when everybody around him's on his game, he's unplayable. And I think that the crazy thing about Pogba is, even though he's not young, he has still got 4 years or so at the very, very top of the game in the position that he plays. And I've always been drawn to the idea of bringing that Kante-Pogba partnership from the French national team and seeing it at Chelsea. You know, Pogba's been linked with Chelsea on different occasions many, many times. And as a free agent, it's not at the moment news. So I'm not trying to break this to you guys as Chelsea news. We're going to sign Pogba. But I do think if Chelsea are looking in that midfield position and bringing it back to what I said earlier, if they're not satisfied by bringing Billy into the first team squad for next season, which with the current trajectory, it might be the case, Conor Gallagher's the other one. And again, at the moment, yes, I think Conor deserves to be back at Chelsea next season, but that isn't to say it's going to be consistent throughout the whole season. Chelsea are competing for every single trophy there is to win in the footballing world, including the Club World Cup that I'm definitely going to at the beginning of next year. Watch this space. The match vlogs, the travel videos, they're going to be back. Pogba, as a free agent, if Declan Rice is 120 million plus, I want to know your thoughts on this one again in the comments down below. There have been so many responses to the tweet right here. I'm going to read some of them now. The top response, which again, there's not been that many likes on it, but Pogba, obviously. I mean, 120 million plus Pogba on free for Rice. You'd be a fool to not add Pogba to our midfield. He fits with all of our players in midfield, plus that French pivot would be insane. Mostly, people are either slating Pogba or saying 100% because it's a free signing, and kind of Declan Rice, which at the moment is the best midfielder in the Premier League, it's kind of being overlooked because people are either pro-Pogba, anti-Pogba, but it is a free signing. And I would love to know your thoughts in the YouTube comments here on GBFC. Would you take Declan Rice next summer for, let's say, 120 plus million pounds? Or would you go for a gamble, Paul Pogba for free? There is also the Mino Raiola, the crazy wages. There's a lot to think about here, but at the moment, Declan Rice is just so good. And as much as I would love to see Pogba and Kante combine at Chelsea, you never know if you're going to get that world-class French national team Pogba, or you're going to get the sulking, complaining, nowhere near as good as his pay grade suggests, Paul Pogba. Who bloody knows? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. The last piece of news, which I guess is really actually the only news within this news video today. I thought it was going to be news, but it's kind of more just hypotheticals once again to get you guys talking in the comments. Marca, as reported in Spain, this one's got me here, you know. Barcelona want to go for Timo Werner in January on loan. They're having a laugh. They are absolutely having a laugh. Just as I thought, you know, I'd kind of given Barcelona a load of rubbish, a load of stick for the Super League, as much as I did Chelsea and anybody else, but everybody else got a bit more. Barcelona. You want to go and sign Timo Werner, one of only 2 recognised strikers at Chelsea Football Club, but you don't want to give us a load of cash for him. You want to loan him until the end of the season. Are they having a laugh? Like, is this club a joke now, Barcelona? Like, I've never liked Barcelona. I'm not going to lie to you, because I just feel as though over the years they've done us dirty so many times. The way they complain at the referee, it's been disgusting. The way that they built everything around Messi and then crumbled and complained when he left is just poetic justice, in my humble opinion. But Timo Werner to Barcelona on loan in January, you are absolutely taking the Michael Owen. Unless Chelsea are going to bring in Erling Haaland this January or bring back Eden Hazard, then you can absolutely jog on with that one. Barcelona Football Club in the mire. Xavi as their new manager. Are they going to ruin another legend? That is another subsidiary comment for you guys to let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video today. Let me know your thoughts. It is the international break. Things are a bit quiet, but the tier list is coming back tomorrow. If you didn't see yesterday's video, I went through 15 most underrated Chelsea players chosen by you from the Abramovich era on the YouTube GBFC community page. Go and watch that video as well. I thought it was a cool little vid. YouTube hasn't pushed it very well, but it is what it is. Enjoy it if you can, if you like. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. Come on, you Blues.